Let's introduce each of the three scenarios of what can happen to an XY relationship when Z is controlled. The first possibility is spuriousness. That is, the relationship between X and Y turns out to be coincidental, not causal at all. In a spurious relationship, the control variable Z, and this is important, defines a large compositional difference across values of the independent variable X. So we know that link between X and Z, between Z and X, is going on. You know, as you change values of X, you're changing values of Z. Further, and this is where the mischief comes in, this compositional difference is a cause of the dependent variable Y. So I often think of spurious relationships as sort of like Z is like a puppet master, causing or having a relationship with X, making X move, if you will, and then also making Y move. And since X and Y are moving together because of Z, the XY relationship you think is real, but it's really an artifact. It's artificially created by the activity of Z. So what happens then is, after holding Z constant, the empirical association between X and Y turns out to be completely coincidental. It's not causal at all. It was created again by Z varying out there, and you know, we weren't controlling for Z. When we did, XY became 0. Now here's a happier scenario. In an additive relationship, and here again is the key. In an additive relationship, the control variable is a cause of the dependent variable. Okay, that's good. But I should say, and also it defines a small compositional difference across values of the independent variable. So the linkage between Z and X is weak or non-existent. Z is kind of a free agent affecting Y, and X, unaffected by Z, is also a cause of Y. And so both variables are contributing to variation in Y. They add to each other. They support each other. Because the relationship between X and Z is weak, that's the key linkage here, X retains a causal relationship with Y after controlling for Z. In an additive scenario, the control variable Z also helps to explain the dependent variable. So you're getting a better, more fully specified explanation of Y by adding Z, and you're not detracting from the effect of X on Y. In an interaction relationship, the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable depends on the value of Z, depends on the value of the control variable. So for example, just a generic example, description. For example, let's say for one value of Z, the XY relationship might be stronger than for another value of Z. So just to jump ahead a little bit, let's say when we look at males, let's say the effect of partisanship on gun control opinions for males is very strong, in that the percentage of Democrats favoring control is much higher than the percentage of male Republicans favoring control. But when you look at women, perhaps the relationship is there, that the Democratic women are more likely to favor control than the Republican women, but the relationship might be much weaker. This is one form of interaction. The confusing thing about interaction is it can assume several different forms.